How much of Jesus is enough to make a religion or a person Christian? Years ago, I gave this example in the program. I thought we'd do it again tonight. Imagine, for example, that this sugar right here, that this represents Christianity, 100% pure Christianity. Sweet as it can get. Jesus himself would say this is Christianity through and through. And if we take that cup and then we add about the same amount of water to it, we're going to have a mixture, and it's going to be diluted a little bit. And this might represent Christianity in the hands of men and women today. Pastors who are fallible, teachers who make mistakes, men and women, and nevertheless, this mixture would be very, very sweet. I think you could still consider it Christianity, and it would be his form, letting men and women lead the church. But what if we took this amount and then we poured it into a bucket of water? Would it still be Christianity, at least Christianity that God would say, well, that's acceptable to me? Or would you be able to taste the sugar? Would that bucket of water be as sweet? And then supposing that we took this and we poured it into a swimming pool. Could we pour it in the swimming pool, and then could you dive down to the deep end and suck in a little mouthful of water and taste this Christianity in that swimming pool? Or would it be so diluted you couldn't? And then imagine we went and we poured this in the Pacific Ocean. And somebody 26 miles off the shore near Catalina scoops up some salt water. Could they taste the sweetness of Christianity in that? The point is, how diluted does Christianity in its original form need to be before it ceases to be Christianity? In the cup, in the bucket, in the swimming pool, in the Pacific Ocean? The Rastafarians believe Jesus was a successor to Moses and then to Elijah, that he was the third great avatar. Avatar means teacher. Is Rastafarianism an acceptable version of Christianity? The Hare Krishnas believe Jesus was the son of Krishna and that he was a human manifestation of Hindu deity. Is Hinduism Christianity? Enough sugar or no? Buddhists believe Jesus was a highly evolved avatar as well, and that the impersonal god Brahman actually inhabited his body. Are Buddhists Christian too? Muslims say Jesus was a great prophet, but not as great as Muhammad. How about Muslims? The Baha'i teach Jesus was one of 9 divine manifestations. Raelians teach Jesus was a messenger from extraterrestrial beings. And New Agers believe the man Jesus was filled with the cosmic Christ consciousness. Listen, if any or all of those religions could be considered Christian because they include Jesus in their teachings in a respectable way, take the Bible and throw it away. It means nothing. It has no purpose at all. Because all those religions and their teachings are counter to what the Bible says Christianity and Christians are. Do you understand that? Christianity teaches that Jesus was is co-equal with God the Father. He became God incarnate so as to save mankind from their sin by the shedding of his blood, that he created all things, not just some things, but all things. And believing on him, we are saved from sin by his grace alone. This is biblical Christianity. Every other dilution is exactly that, a counterfeit. It's a bastardization of what true Christianity is. Mormonism teaches that Jesus is a God, the literal first spirit creation of God the Father and his heavenly wife, or wives, depending on who you read, in a pre-existence where all men were spiritually formed, me and you and women, which makes Jesus a created spiritual brother. Mormonism teaches that Jesus is the literal Son of God on earth, sired by God the Father in the flesh, like any other human being is sired by their father and mother, and that man is saved by a combination of his shed blood and the works that they do, and that once you have received that, you can ultimately become a god. is this enough of the real Jesus to be a Christian? If so, if this is so in your mind, let me say this. Take the Bible and throw it out the window, if you believe that, because all of those things are counter to what it says true Christ, true Christianity is. I'm not hateful. I understand that there's diversity, and I do not mind people who say, I embrace Brahman, I am a Hindu, I hang out with people of all religions, I hang out with people of all persuasions, which many Christians say you shouldn't. I don't care about that. But I do care if any of them say, well, I'm acceptable to God, I'm a Christian too, and if what they believe is counter to that. We have to stand up and say that's not true. We're not doing anyone a service to just agree in order to be agreeable. We have to use the Bible as our guide to see what is Christianity.